Oke, selamat sore guys. Balik lagi dengan Gia di sore yang cerah-cerah ceria ini. Yuhu. Oke, jadi sore ini kita akan bermain apa ini judulnya? The Roottrees are dead. Jadi ini semacam game itu ya. Mana QR-nya? Lah, why is it not showing? Jadi ini semacam game detektif gitu. Ini game detektifnya kayak memecahkan silsilah keluarga gitu kan. Aku beberapa bulan kayaknya tahun lalu pernah main game ini chapter satunya. Jadi buat yang belum tahu, ini di chapter satunya kita memecahkan tentang keluarga yang namanya keluarga Roottrees gitu kan. Nah, keluarga Roottrees ini mereka tuh kayak punya apa sih namanya? How should I say this? Mereka tuh kayak punya apa? Kayak untuk nurunin warisan gitu ya. Itu tuh mereka ada peraturan harus keluarga yang benar-benar berhubungan sedarah gitu. Jadi ada yang minta tolong ke kita, tolong dipecahin biar pembagian harta gono gininya biar pembagian harta gono gininya adil gitu kan. Dipecahin-pecahin gini, ternyata salah satu Roottrees-nya tuh punya anak haram gitu kan. Nah, anak haramnya ini yang minta tolong ke kita. Dia tuh kayak pengen nge-expose si keluarga ini karena dulu bapak angkatnya kan juga salah satu keturunan Roottrees, tapi kayak dibuang karena dia gay. Jadi dia tuh kayak mau kasih lihat kayak ini nih keluarga yang suka digadang-gadang berdarah murni lah ya, kasarnya. Ternyata bisa buang keluarga sendiri hanya gara-gara nggak suka sama seksualitasnya. Nah, ini ada part 2-nya ternyata, dan kita belum tahu ini part 2-nya tuh what happen ya. Jadi langsung aja continue. Ini ya. The Roottrees are loading. Ada lama ya. Oh, nice. Okay, what happened now? Oh. Wait, grafik 75 aja gak sih? Boleh. Okay, so what do you do now? Ini udah kan ya? Apa yang belum? Oh, wah, kita ngulang dari sini lagi. Oh, wait. Oh, malah nggak ke save ya? Siapa aja yang belum? Oh, ini berdua sama. Oh ya, sama ini Len and Helen. Ya sebenarnya ini juga nggak penting-penting amat sih ya, jadi ya. Atau oke. Oh non, oke. Berarti tadi salah semua. Ya.
So, you thought EC?
Yes,
That's
ini udah.
exactly what I needed to hear. I'm Sam Madsen, though you know me as Samantha Roottrees. Yep, I got old. The only picture you have of me is from 40 years ago.
Yeah, I know that.
My book tells the truth about Elias, the 5 pieces, and my parents.
Oke.
Not my biological parents, Elias Jr. and Patsy. My fathers, Edward Clancy Roottrees and John Miller. By now, you've either read Lauren's diaries, or you're just an incredible guesser.
Ya, yang
Lauren was
mana-mana
right.
aja sih.
I hated the 5 pieces.
Iya.
She just didn't know my full reasoning. My father, Edward Clancy, was a great man, but his identical twin Clancy and his father, Elias, were not. At age 16, my father was caught kissing a farmhand.
Iya, bapaknya gay,
Back
jadi langsung
then, they wouldn't even
dibuang.
acknowledge gay people
Dicoret dari
existed.
kartu keluarga.
Having one in the family was unthinkable. The same year, I was born. A bastard granddaughter. 2 stains on Elias's perfect family. He decided to fix both. They tried to erase Edward Clancy. They even removed his 5 pieces flavor. His name was deemed a dirty word. He became EC. We were sent to the farm, and the 5 pieces did their best to keep the next generation away, to isolate me from family. But Elias couldn't erase us from existence. Laura never realized I was the little girl from her diary. Who could blame me for being so confused that day? Her father was an exact copy of mine, except without the beard.
Ya, jadi si bapak angkatnya si Sam ini kan si Edward Clancy ya. Dia mirip banget sama bapaknya si Lauren
And while
ini
the
karena
5
kembar.
pieces celebrated a new factory, farmhands did the real work. It's a fluke there's a picture of my father at all. But there he is in the background. The 6th 5-piece. Patsy returned, and things got complicated for Elias. She fought for my freedom from a life she deemed unworthy. Elias relented so long as I never learned the truth or receive inheritance. They knew I'd help my father. At Elias's will reading, I learned part of the truth. The rest I learned at home. I began to hate the 5 pieces. My father made me stay silent. He was worried history would repeat and that his grandchildren would become outcasts. His fears weren't unfounded. As you know, my son Ernie died a few years ago. He had trained to take over as president, but due to family politics, or perhaps hubris, it went to Guy, a real Roottrees. He nearly ruined the company.
Okay.
When Ernie took over, he saved the operation. Over 13 years, he made the family billions. Ernie earned about $36.
Oh iya, gara-gara langsung main ya kirain malam. Karena ya kebetulan pingin aja sih. Ernie earn about, iya, jadi anaknya si Sam ini dapat sebagian kecil doang karena dianggapnya bukan keluarga sedarah gitu loh. Soalnya emaknya itu anak kasarnya ya, anak haram. Yeah, the yearly salary of Roottrees president is always locked to the price of a single pack of 5 pieces. Now known as a bit eccentric and reclusive, often to forgo the typical luxuries of the average Roottrees.
They got by on Debbie's salary, but when he fell ill, he couldn't pay his medical bills. His death was my tipping point.
Iya, ini istrinya si Ernie, dia sampai minjem uang ke itu, Siapa sih? Aku lupa namanya.
Originally, my book was meant to expose Elias's hypocrisy. Until I started to look into the other
Television
dirty
screenwriter
laundry.
Robbie Roottrees was allegedly quietly tried and convicted under the name Robert Roottrees in a French court of law. It seemed he allegedly embezzled from his company RR Production to fuel a gambling habit.
Ron tried to have Robbie removed from the trust, but couldn't. Robbie was a blood relative, even out of wedlock.
Okay.
That sounded familiar. The Clancy Trust that Elias established was designed to secure his family's future. His entire family's future.
Berarti fokus gamenya
He
detektif
couldn't
gitu ya?
write
Iya.
exceptions
Ini
in
kayak
that
memecahkan
the
silsilah
whole
keluarga
thing
gitu.
falling apart. My book can definitively prove
Ini
that
aku
Elias
baru
was
mulai
not
kok,
the
cuman
paragon of
saveannya tuh
virtue
pas
he's
di
heralded
ending
as.
chapter pertama. Ini mau masuk chapter kedua.
And that my
Oke.
the Clancy Trust will secure their future. They can decide what to do with their shares. But I'm old, and I'm not in it for the money. The truth has been eating away at me for years. But now, I can set the record straight. Thanks to you. As someone who enjoys searching for the truth, you might understand the power it has. Whitewashing the past to protect the status quo can lead to repercussions in the present and future. So thank you. You knocked it out of the park. With your expert work, the truth will come to light. And when it does, my share of the
Apakah malam masih live atau udah tidak? Nanti aku live lagi kok malam. Soalnya besok sampai minggu aku nggak live lagi. Semenarik itu kan sampai udah mau ganti chapter. Enggak, ini karena chapter awalnya aku
Looking at the family tree on your wall.
chapter pertamanya aku dari berbulan-bulan lalu banget. Ini baru mau lanjut chapter kedua.
Unless a whole lot more Roottrees somehow appear from thin air. This is the last time I'll come knocking. Thanks again, and so long.
So long.
We're rolling, rolling, rolling on down to the sea.
Okay, Sam Matson's book was published. It received mixed reviews. Okay, life went on. A new president took over the company. The Roottrees family faded from the news cycle. And then everything changed. There's another mystery to solve. Roottrees Mania is now unlocked as a new game. Okay, new game. So we going new game? Oh yeah, okay. Roottrees Mania. Okay. Kirain. Okay. Okay, what happened now? Oh wait.
Hi, I'm Clark. Probably not who you expected to be,
Oh hi Clark.
but life's funny sometimes. You've done well staying anonymous. It took us a while to track you down. A lot has
Okay.
happened in the last year. Far too much of it public. But there's stuff going on behind the scenes too.
Ya, jadi si Clark ini bagian dari keluarga Roottrees dan entah kenapa dia nyariin kita. Ya katanya banyak yang terjadi tahun lalu, berarti 1 tahun ya setelah kasus pertama. Tapi ada yang terjadi nih di
I
balik
never
layar.
wanted to be president. I'm not great with stress. With my mother's deteriorating
Ya dia bilang dia nggak mau jadi presiden, dia nggak cocok nih pekerjaan yang stres sama emaknya lagi
I'm
sakit.
sorry, I'm rambling. I'm not here for sympathy. I'm here because part of the fallout of Sam's book is that everyone's coming out of the woodwork.
Oke, jadi gara-gara bukunya si Sam yang tadi dia kan publish buku untuk nge-reveal kebusukannya keluarga Roottrees gitu ya kan. Tapi gara-gara itu muncul masalah nih gara-gara buku dia.
Now that it's public knowledge, the Clancy Trust covers any Roottrees despite their history with us. A lot of potential cousins have surfaced.
Nah, gara-gara pengetahuan bahwa Clancy Trust itu tuh kayak firma hukum gitulah istilahnya. Clancy Trust bakal ngebiayain Roottrees manapun, walaupun intinya mereka anak haram kasarnya atau gimana. Banyak sepupu-sepupu yang ngaku-ngaku nih jadi bagian
You may have
Roottrees.
seen that man on the cover of News Time. That was a disaster for us. And then Miracle went and made it all about himself. The long and short of it is a lot of potential cousins just showed up. Sam's helping some of them, but she's not really going about it the right way. And she's not taking calls from anyone in the family. I let it slip
Okay.
through a mutual friend that I found you, and I was stopping in. It's manipulative, but I'm hoping she'll reach out to you. You can let her know I'm on her side.
Sampai Minggu ya, kirain 2 atau 3 hari aja. Maaf Kak, nggak tahu. Iya nggak apa-apa. Sampai Minggu soalnya pasca.
In the meantime, if you're willing, I can share our files with you. Pass them along to Sam if she reaches out. I'm genuinely hoping she'll realize I'm an ally. Feel free to do your
Okay.
own research. I've been told you enjoy things like this. To each their own.
I do. Oke, jadi sekarang lah saatnya guys. Kita Oke, possible infidelity. Perselingkuhan. Guys, affair. Oh my god. Oh my god. What is this? You can open this envelope after the whole family tree has been filled, and you'll have to be extra sleuthy this time around to deduce the truth. Pay close attention to what you find and be sure to look into loose ends. Damn. Spicy. Oh, ini Helen. Oh, oke. Oke. Ini banyak bacaannya guys. Jadi kalian bakal dengar aku banyak membaca ya. Today is August 3rd, 1999. It has been 8 months since you helped Sam Matson with the research necessary for her book. Sam was true to her word and paid you an incredibly large sum of money. She never mentioned you by name, however, so you've managed to keep a low profile. The Roottrees, on the other hand, have not. Below is a summary of notable events since the book's release, though you can refresh your memory in full detail by searching online. 6 pieces. Sam Matson's book about Elias Rootree was released in February. It was a bestseller for a few months. At the time, Carl had not yet been replaced. The Rootree rift. In March, the Rootree company stumbled publicly as they attempt to respond to the book's release, with multiple conflicting press releases and a clear lack of leadership. Clark Rafferty LaRoe. Clark was announced as the permanent successor to Carl Rootree and welcomed Sam Matson to the family officially. The company hired an outside legal group to handle the changes to the Clancy Trust. This included any other new questions of lineage. 5 Ps. After this announcement, there was a rush of different people claiming to be Roottrees, mostly dismissed as opportunists and scammers. The highest profile of these by a wide margin was a rapper named Felix Feloes, who changed his moniker to 5 Ps as a publicity move at the same time. 5 Ps is the only notable person on the updated tree. Rootree Mania. In another high-profile misstep, Miracle Rootree publicly and vehemently denied that 5 Ps was a Rootree. The Rootree's legal team then offered to do a DNA test to get 5 Ps to drop his claim, and in a moment that caught what seemed like the entire world by storm, the test proved he was a Rootree. Suddenly, the world was obsessed with the Rootrees. Oke, jadi ya begitulah ya, gara-gara bukunya si Sam itu yang bilang kayak kalau lu keturunannya Rootree, bagaimanapun walaupun lu anak nggak sah, lu tetap dapat bagian dari warisan Clancy Trust-nya. Jadi tiba-tiba semuanya kayak langsung bilang gua Rootree nih. Tapi ada beberapa yang pas dites DNA ternyata DNA-nya sama. Oke. Sampai bercabang-cabang case-nya asli. This is a new investigation with a new focus. After many months of newfound interest in the Rootrees, it is recommended you try to catch up with some of what happened since last time. Some web searches may yield new or different results, and some books and magazines from your previous investigation may be relevant to your new one. It's also a much more widespread search. The list of first and last names you can choose from will contain red herrings. Not all of them will be used. Below is a reminder of some of the most notable bits of your initial dive into the Rootree family tree. All evidence from before is still available and for your convenience. Any searches that do not lead to new information still function as they did during your first investigation. The Roottrees Candy Company was founded by Elias and Gwyneth many years ago. The entire family has a financial reliance on the health of that company. Okay. Most of the action took place in or around Butler County, Pennsylvania, where the company was initially located. Elias, Carl, and Raina were on the cover of magazines. Other notable Roottrees such as Lauren Roottries, Miracle Roottries, and Jim Roottries had physical media such as record albums, books, and movies associated with them. Okay. Lauren's 2 diaries were probably the most useful resources overall, mentioning many of her relatives directly. The 5 pieces, Elias' children, could be identified based on the initial of the original candy flavors. There were 5 presidents of the Roottrees Company. Many were featured in periodicals. Stephanie Jones and Brian Jones were featured in campaign posters and led to Caroline Morden's art book, which enabled you to fill out more of the tree. Many of the younger Roottrees were found by following a complex rabbit hole through a conspiracy site that led to finding a searchable web address for Chris Rafferty, Lauren's grandson. Okay. November, Roottrees was really difficult to place. Her occupation could only be found via Brian Jones' company website. Ronald and his brother Robert Roottrees go by Ron and Robbie. Both work on a TV show called Brother Trouble until Robbie embezzled money and fled to Paris. Ron unsuccessfully tried to have Robbie removed from the clan's trust. Sam and her father were cryptically mentioned in a book about historical letters. Oi! Nggak pakai gambar yang detektif, Kak. Iya, aku agak males ganti-ganti. Sampai wait. Oh ya. Ribet ya ternyata ngurus warisan orang kaya asli. Berarti congrats Kak udah liat 500 sub. Makasih Kak Foxen. Aduh, makasih juga yang udah subscribe di channel ini. Guys, cek juga channelnya Kak Foxen guys. Kak Foxen main game-game itu. Kalau kalian suka Souls game, nah itu jagonya tuh. Sama game-game Resident Evil itu Kak Foxen mainin semua. Okay, there were also a few dead ends and red herrings. Aloysius Herring Roottries, who claimed he was a Roottries but was not. Family Man, a book about Elias Roottries, turned out to be propaganda and not useful. Lauren's other books, historical romance novel, were not very useful on their own. Caroline Morden's sculpture were not useful. Okay. Oh ya ini. Okay, let's see. 6 pieces. Kenapa tema detektif selalu jazz dan hujan? Karena Sherlock Holmes? Saya dijebak main Yosh. Siapa yang jebak? Kan ada yang mau. Kalau metal dan badai, cluenya hilang dan tambah pusing ke asli. Halo Karen Fubuki. Wow, game apa nih Kak? Kok suruh ini game detektif? Oke, let's see. Apa tadi? 6 pieces sih. Oke. Oh, there it is. Do we have notes? Oke. Oh. Okay. Second cousins, people that share the same great-grandparents but not the same grandparents. Okay. American school terms. Oh, K-12, kindergarten, 12 sampai 12 grade. Okay. 5 ke 18. Okay. Okay. 6. Salah. Oh, page-nya udah different ya. Okay, edit note. Oh, lama. Edit. Okay, Six Pieces: Unwrapping America's Sweetest Family by Sam Matson. Released in early. Okay. In early. And perhaps assisted by still relatively recent plane crash shot to the top of the charts. Nih, ada story-nya kah atau cuman bacain kasus? Ada story-nya. Jadi story awalnya tuh ini ada satu keluarga namanya keluarga Roottrees. Mereka tuh keluarga yang handle candy company terbesar di Pennsylvania. Nah, presiden dari company-nya tuh kecelakaan sama satu keluarganya. Jadi mereka tuh lagi kesusahan untuk bagi-bagi warisan harta gono gini gitu kan. Jadi salah satu anggota keluarganya datang bilang, coba pecahin ini family tree-nya. Soalnya dari peraturan firma hukumnya mereka, The Clancy Trust, itu harta warisan tuh cuman bisa dibagi ke ke orang-orang yang secara darah tuh murni keluarga Roottrees gitu kan. Jadi kayak benar-benar harus lahir dari keluarga Roottrees. Jadi dari situ kita pecahin kepala-kepala keluarganya, pecahin anggota-anggota keluarganya kan. Terus ternyata didapat kalau ini pendahulunya, pendirinya itu anaknya tuh ternyata bukan 5 tapi 6. Tapi anak yang ke-6-nya ini dibuang karena dia gay, dicoret dari kartu keluarganya lah. Dan orang yang minta tolong ke kita itu ternyata anak haram si pendirinya. Jadi ironisnya tuh gitu, dia ngusir anaknya karena gay, tapi ternyata dia selengki, ada anak nggak sahnya. Jadi buat melindungi nama keluarga, akhirnya si anak yang nggak sah itu ikutan dilindungin juga. Dan si anak yang nggak sah ini namanya Sam. Dia itu nulis buku untuk nge-reveal semua ini, bilang keluarga yang kalian anggap sangat bermartabat ini ternyata jeleknya banyak gitu. Okay. Reviews were mixed and its time on the bestsellers list was limited to only 2 months. Most reviewers agreed that the core of the book about Samantha's father and the struggles they faced was compelling and that the takedown of the hypocrisy of Elias Roottrees was deserved. However, many took umbrage with the timing of the release and the tone of the book, which seemed vindictive. The fallout from the book led to the Roottrees company scrambling to release a statement. Iya, jadi kacau kan, company-nya harus damage control. And due to a conflict, leadership famously released multiple conflicting official statements over 3 days. This confusing move was referenced in popular culture due to a late-night sketch about indecisionitis, but more traditionally analysts have been calling it the Roottrees rift. A few months later, due to Roottrees mania, the book re-entered the charts and sold even better than the first time. Okay. What else? Evidence. Roottrees rift. Sore Kia, sore Selin. Lanjut nih game misteri. Iya, aku kepo. Ini BTW buat yang baru datang, kita sedang memecahkan perselingkuhan loh. Oke, buset ribet banget harus mencari akar keluarganya. Iya, dan sekarang ini banyak yang ngaku-ngaku Roottrees karena ternyata ada salah satu anggota keluarganya yang kasarnya selingkuh sana sini gitu. Alah, Mama Mike. The 3 press releases from the Roottrees Candy Company after the release of six pieces were referred to as the Roottrees rift due to the clear conflicts between them. Oke. Ya, jadi kayak ada konflik di keluarganya ya gara-gara bukunya si Samantha itu. Okay, the first was fairly standard. It stated that there was no president of the Roottrees company, but that the entire family was made aware of the release of the book and that they would be meeting as soon as possible. Iya, soalnya bukunya bukunya tuh keluar dalam keadaan keluarganya tuh baru kehilangan CEO-nya itu loh. Jadi CEO-nya hilang, terus nih buku keluar, media rame, jadi damage controlnya rada berantakan. Okay, only then could they verify the legitimacy of the claims it raised and decide next step. Okay. The second release was emailed to business newspaper 3 hours later and announced that after a vote, Roottrees would be taking over temporarily as an interim president. Oh, jadi pertama sebelum si Clark, si Ron dulu. It also went on to state that Ron was aware of the book, had verified the claims within, and would look into compensating Mrs. Matson and her family immediately. It also stated that the company lawyers would be taking immediate steps with the family to revisit the clan's trust terms to make sure nothing like this could happen again. It was quickly clear to business reporters and analysts that the time between the two press releases would not have been logistically sufficient to gather a majority of the family, even using conference calls. This was reported on many news channels, and a third, much shorter press release came the next day. It claimed that a draft of the announcement was made prematurely and that Clark referred to LaRue and Ron Roottrees would be taking over as the company's first joint presidents. It also stated that the compensation plan would be based on stringent verification process. Ooh, I forgot how many reading this is. Okay, oh ya. Join president. Kasian yang dapat warisan nanti soalnya bakal berat banget bersihin image company-nya, tapi mandinya udah beres, udah deres di awal. Iya, gila banget iya kan? Oke. Evidence 5 piece, oke. 5 piece. Oke, let's see. Five piece, AK Felix Velois. Okay. Okay. He's a rapper who has found some reasons. Okay. Rapper. Recent radio play after being publicly confirmed as a long lost Roottrees and entitled to part of their fortune. Okay, his alias 5 piece is play on 5 pieces, an article you find on a website known for their particularly harsh reviews of modern music. Give his most recent album Root of All Evil. Recent album Root of All Evil. 1 star out of 7 for whatever reason. With the headline more poster than my action figure collection. Excuse me. The review mentioned his real name is David. Okay. Real name. BTW cuman mau kasih tahu ini aku ngetik beneran ya. And he used to go by Dirty Davy. Go by Dirty Davy. And the author rues the fact that this rebranding was a blatant marketing stunt at the expense of his mother's tragic past. She overdosed when he was 16. Oh my god. Apparently, only one of the songs on the album is new, and the others were simply rewritten to turn blatant references to, oh my god, sex, drugs, and violence into clumsy euphemism. His rise to prominence was kick-started when he appeared a few months ago on the cover of News Time. Oh, okay. Holding a photo of his mother with Guy Hudson. Oh my god! This guy! Wah, nggak bisa pakai kecerdasan MC di dalam game. Oh, bukan auto ya, biasanya auto kalau game Kalau game yang ngetik enggak, ini aku ngetik sendiri. Ini mah simulasi. BTW, biar aku ingatkan kalian ya, Guy Hudson ini salah satu, ini presiden ketiga apa keempatnya si itu, presiden ketiga atau keempatnya si Candy Company ini, dan dia terkenal sebagai presiden yang hampir apa ya, kayak hampir membuat company-nya bangkrut gitu loh. Jadi dia tuh kayak nggak becus sumpah. Oh my god, lu udah yang nggak becus, lu juga yang selengki lu. Oke. Yes. Okay, but since then they've backtracked and publicly welcomed him to the family. Miracle Tree even appeared on the same magazine a week later. Their press release at the time stated that they had new evidence that confirmed his story. Okay, if I Felix the lowest. Oh ya sama. Okay, public library. News time? Apa sih namanya? Mau. Okay, dapat. Major periodical that releases a new issues every week. The rapper 5-Piece famously appeared on the cover, claiming to be a Roottrees. Then 1 week later, Miracle Roottrees did the same, denying that he was, because of his high-profile back-to-back discourse right before the start of Roottrees mania. They appear to be the de facto publication to get news about the ongoing Roottrees saga. They reported record subscriber numbers during this time, which lasted until the end of Roottrees mania, when the world generally stopped paying much attention and they went back to reporting on more traditional news. Okay. Okay. Nice. On the cover of News Time, kicking off Roottrees mania, then wait. Okay. Then a week later, Miracle Roottrees appeared on the cover of the magazine in an article that focused heavily on 5-Piece as well. Oke, udah dapat di evidence. Coba Miracle. Oh ya, udah ya, oke. Oh, there you are. Wait. Save note. Okay, we got the picture. Terus masih ada yang mau warisannya ya? Iyalah, makanya semua langsung ngaku-ngaku kan, gua Roottrees. Riuh banget asli. Oke. Where is my note? Okay. Salah. Okay, 5-Piece aka Felix Lewis appeared on the cover of News Time holding a photo of his mother and Guy Hudson. The article concerned his insistence that his father was Guy Hudson. The story was dramatic and sensational and initially dismissed as fake until DNA test proved that he was related to Guy Hudson. Okay. DNA test proved he is related to Guy. Namanya ajaib banget ya, Guy. 5-Piece says that his mother Joanna. Okay. Ini save note dulu. Joanna. Okay. Joanna. Zach Morden's secretary. When he retired, and then Guy Hudson secretary for Zach Morden's and Guy. And guys. For only 1 or 2 weeks after that before she quit. Okay. For Guy for 1, 2. the first week when he was president. Okay. His parents divorced when he was 4 after his father learned of the affair. Okay. Felix and his Felix and his mother then moved to Portland because she was afraid for her and her son's life. Okay. Portland with Felix. He grew up with her until he was 16, but one day his mother never came home from the movie rental store where she worked to register. The next morning, they found her dead from an overdose in her car. She had stolen all of the cash from her drawer and spent it on heroin. As Felix went through her belongings, the only thing he had to remember her by were a hairbrush she always used, some photos, and a stuffed animal from her childhood. But then he found it, a box hidden in the back of her closet. Inside were love letters and photos related to Guy Hudson, as well as letter from his father containing threats. Oh, he threw it all away with the exception of the one photo he appears with on the cover of News Time. He says it was the only one where they were dressed, the only one not from the affair itself. The picture is shown in full inside the magazine and was added to your evidence. Okay. The magazine also includes some additional history about 5P's career. Felix Felowis was born to Riley and Joanna Felowis, but has never rapped without a moniker. He tried to find success by opening... Okay, wait. Save dulu. Okay. Riley Felowis. Berarti ini stepfather ya? Stepfather and Felowis. Okay, he has only recently started going as 5Ps to harness the power of his lineage. Okay. The writer did some research into the truth of these claims and was able to confirm that Joanna did work for the Roottrees company as a secretary sometime during the early to mid-70s. It also confirms she died of a drug overdose and that Felix went into foster care soon after. They were unable to track down his father. They also reached out to Roottrees company, but at the moment the company's blanket statement was, since the release of a recent book, Roottrees has seen an overwhelming number of false ancestral claims. None have been factual and nearly all have been knowingly dishonest. We encourage individuals to reach out to us in an official capacity as opposed to attempting to use our name in the media for publicity. Okay. Wait. Wait, how do we close? Okay. Oh. Damn. The rapper 5Ps appeared to the cover of News Time holding this Polaroid of his mother Joanna when she was Zach Morden's secretary at the company picnic. He claims that Joanna and Guy Hudson, also in the photo, were having an affair that led to his birth. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, ini si Miracle ya. Okay, Miracle Roottrees. Semuanya gara-gara seorang Casanova bikin kerja kita lebih riuh aja, asli. Terus tahu nggak sih kalau kalian lihat family tree-nya nanti itu affair-nya nggak cuma satu kali loh. Miracle Roottrees appeared on the cover of News Time shortly after. Let me. Okay, shortly after 5Ps did. He vehemently denied that 5Ps was a Roottrees. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. This article was from before the DNA test that proved it. Miracle doesn't focus much on the details of 5P's accusation regarding his mother and Guy Hudson. Instead, he comes across as exhausted at the events that had been going on behind the scenes, as well as the character of those he feels are attacking his family. He starts with 6 pieces contents. He says that although most of the book was based in fact, it left out anything that wouldn't fit the agenda. He points out Sam's daughter still earns a generous salary for overseeing the farm division of Roottrees, and that Sam did the same before her. that Sam's family was not destitute and that really it was only her son who chose to take on a job with no salary. Excuse me? Bro, anak laki-lakinya tuh jadi presiden ya, jadi CEO, tapi karena dianggap dia apa nggak murni Roottries, dia dapat gaji sedikit kan? Kenapa lu nyalahin anaknya? Keluarga lu tuh yang kudu dipertanyain. He claims that though they didn't have to, the family helped pay for her son's medical bills after voting that it was the right thing to do. Miracle also says that the story about his father, Elias, shunning EC was one-sided, leaving out Edward Clancy's blame in the whole thing. Elias gave him a simple ultimatum: stop sinning or be disowned. Oi. Mohon maaf nih, bapak lu si Elias juga selingkuh. Kakak lu tuh cuman ya seksualitasnya beda sama kalian aja. Miracle says it was EC's own choice and that Elias allowing him to earn food and shelter on the company's dime was a kindness, especially considering that he and John continue to live together. Cih. Miracle then pivots to the fallout from 6 pieces. He recounts a deluge of claims to the clan's trust that the family have been subjected to. He doesn't cite any specifics, but says that every time someone comes forward, the family devolves to arguments. They've had to hire an outside legal team to help, but so far, every case has been demonstrably, laughably false. All they do is tarnish his family reputation. Oke, ya, jadi gara-gara si bukunya si Sam itu, setiap kali ada yang datang bilang, gua Roottries loh. Ini keluarganya langsung berargumen, langsung berantem. Sampai harus minta legal team dari luar buat bantuin. Okay, he focuses on 5Ps who appeared on news time before him. He calls him a grifter and delinquent and says he is using their name and products to sell filth to the masses. Of all the accusation, he says this is the most dangerous because it exposes the world to hatred. He cites 5P's lyrics as violent, sexist, and ungodly, and prays the boy will repent, retract his lies, and find religion. Oh iya, si Miracles kan itu ya, pendeta. Lastly, he turns to the future. Miracle states that those that wish to hear the true story can join him on his farewell tour this upcoming fall. The Miracles Roottrees are planning on touring the country's church one last time, and that now at age 71, Miracle is the oldest living Roottries. While he plans to continue preaching at his own church in Butler County after the tour, this is your last chance to hear the truth from the man with the most complete recollection of one of America's most notable families in your hometown. Lah itu bapak lu selingkuh gak mau lu adili juga, wahai bapak pendeta. The article mentioned that Miracle's son, Miracle Jr., did not wish to comment and has a statement from Clark Rafferty LaRue through the Roottrees law firm. Miracle does not speak for his entire family. We're working carefully on a plan to definitely disprove any claims of infidelity in our family's past. The article also does not refute Miracle's claim that he is the oldest living Roottries, despite Sam Matson being born the year before him. It was unclear if Miracle made the claim out of ignorance or spite. Kalau cowok selingkuh bukan salah cowoknya di masa itu ya. Sumpah ya. Aku tuh kesel banget, maksudnya kayak lah. Terus memalukan banget anaknya yang harus damage control omongan dia. Oke. Coba kalian lihat ini, first affair, final affair. Mana tadi di bawah? Ini juga infidelity. Oi. How many is this? Oke, ini apa? This person is also on the original tree. Oke. Oh ya, kita cari si itu dulu nggak sih? Joanna. Hello, Wes. Atau ini yang satu. Woi. Oke. nothing. Okay. Atau do we have we have some. Oh iya, oke, belum diupdate ya. Okay. President of Roottrees for a few years in the late 70s and early 80s had mostly faded into obscurity, except for the fancy flavor debacle. During Roottrees mania, he suddenly rose to prominence again after 5-piece appeared on the cover of a magazine holding a photo of Guy and his mother. A few people that existed adjacent to the company in the 70s have come forward with stories about debauchery and swinger parties. Guy liked to throw large holiday parties whenever he had an excuse, and they often got very out of hand. Oh my god. Berapa kali nih orang selingkuh, makanya aku kayak infidelity di. Oke. Ya tapi ini udah dikatakan kan, Guy itu suka apa ya, kayak suka mengadakan pesta liburan begitu. Setiap kali ada alasannya, dan biasanya suka kelewatan. This fact has led some people to speculate that the night he died in a car crash, he was drunk or impaired in some way. But the Butler County Police have released multiple statements and ample evidence that proves decisively that it was not foul play, and that no party had taken place. Roottrees lawyers have been quick to threaten litigation to anyone who has tried to disparage Guy or the company in public. Okay, Butler County, do we have? Okay. Oh iya, dia punya istri lagi, Patricia. Iya, jadi katanya sih dia nggak mabuk ya, tapi we don't know. Dan dia nggak ada anak. Tapi kalau dia selingkuh sebanyak itu pasti banyak anaknya, anak nggak sahnya. Oke. Oke, jadi bisa jadi. Dan this one must be Guy. He was a president. Dia keberapa? Ketiga kan ya? Oke. Berarti ini harusnya Joanna nggak sih? Joanna. Oh my god, there's a filter. Halus. Ya ini fidelity kan. Ini Riley kan ya. Halus. Ya ini Alex. Fellows. Rapper. Oh bukan. What is it? Musician. Oke. Oke, what proof do we have? Oke. Oh, Roottrees mania. Oh, anonymum. Oh, there's this one. Anonymum and Jendo Roottrees. In July, an anonymous woman appeared in interviews with her face and voice disguised. She claimed that an affair with a Roottrees led to the birth of her daughter, aka Jane Doe Roottrees. If true, this would make her daughter yet another secret Roottrees, and therefore entitled to a share of the clan's trust. Nobody knew it at the time, but this would turn out to be the last chapter in the Roottrees mania saga. Okay. Roottrees mania. Okay, immediately followed the announcement that a rapper going by 5-piece was actually a Roottrees. Collectively, popular culture seemed to focus on the Roottrees family and 5Ps for a few weeks before everything felt oversaturated and society moved on. Because of the 5Ps saga, an underlying through line to how pop culture treated Roottrees mania was an excuse for everyday people to claim they were also Roottrees. Daytime talk shows and I'm a Secret Roottrees episodes, late night hosts and guests made jokes about other lost members of the family, and there was widely shared website where you could fill in your own name to find out if you were a secret Roottrees. When you submitted your name, it simply said no with an image of Clark Rafferty LaRue giving you the finger. Buset, sampai dijadiin bulan-bulanan ini keluarga. Roottrees mania lasted only a few weeks, just long enough for 6 pieces to re-enter the charts and to trigger new printings of other Roottrees related media. This included Lawrence Diaries, VHS releases of Gwen's old movies, as well as countless other unauthorized biographies, which mostly seemed to attempt to capitalize on the Roottrees sisters, Carl and Brenda. These re-releases were too late to successfully capitalize on or extend the craze. As a result, most of them were failures, and countless novelty shirts that had variations of I'm a Secret Roottrees became immediately unfashionable, though some people still wear them ironically. Okay, siapa tadi? Oh yeah, wait, let me just... Okay. Quick. Mana catatan saya? Salah pencet ya tadi. Okay. The daughter of Legendo. Okay, Anonymum was the second high-profile case after Felix Fellowes of a potential new Roottrees being added to the clan's trust. Instead of claiming herself a Roottrees, however, she claimed she'd slept with Guy Hudson and that her daughter was a Roottrees. Oh my god! Ini affair yang keberapa? Infidelity yang keberapa? The accusation came during the height of Roottrees mania and began with brief TV interview. She appeared in the shadows with a disguised voice and promoted an article about herself in Newstime. In the TV interview and the article, she referred to her daughter as Jane Doe Roottrees. The name Anonymum was not self-inflicted. It seemed to spring up organically because nobody knew how else to refer to her. A day after Newstime article, Sam Madsen publicly supported Anonymum due to some parts of the story she found particularly credible. With the momentum from Sam's endorsement, Anonymum went on media blitz. Ultimately, this backfired. As more details came out, people became skeptical of her story due to the extreme similarity to 5Ps. Her accusation even included many of the same details as his mother's story. This included her job, secretary, and the times period. After fumbling the 5P story so publicly, the Roottrees were more prepared to handle all clan's trust-related cases. Within a week, a DNA test proved that Anonymum's daughter could not be related to the Roottrees. This was announced at a joint press conference with lawyers representing both Anonymum and the Roottrees. Each party ensured their respective clients provided accurate samples. Oh, okay. So, according to DNA, Ash is not a Roottrees. Each party ensured their respective clients provided accurate samples. Immediately after the negative results were released, many of those who had already been skeptical felt vindicated. Others who had built up hope that history could repeat itself after 5Ps felt duped. Many people suspected the whole affair had been... Oh, kalian jadinya nggak bisa baca ya? Bentar. Oh, tak kecilkan dulu ini. Wait. Bisa sih digedein, tapi kepalaku doang yang muncul. Oke. people suspected the affair has been hoaxed to gain fame and money. Many demanded that Anonymum be held accountable, and some people even began to attempt to track down her true identity. The Roottrees company felt pressure to put out a second statement to try to curb some of the backlash, even going so far as to say, though it was scientifically proven that Jane Doe Roottrees is not a Roottrees, this doesn't mean that her mother and Guy Hudson were not involved in an affair. Oh my god, they doubled down! She had every right to make her claim, as it has been verified that her stories about Guy Hudson were not exaggerations. Please leave their family alone. Many people claim this high-profile anticlimax and public backlash was the beginning of the end for Roottrees mania, since much of the fun was the shared fascination about secret Roottrees. Others think that, like any fad, it just ran its course naturally. Regardless, this was the final notable event related to the release of 6 pieces, and things soon went back to normal. Jane Doe Roottrees has already been eliminated as a potential new Roottrees by the company's lawyers, who are the ones verifying your work. Okay. Anonymum's affair does not appear on your updated tree. Okay. Coba. An anonymous woman appeared on the cover of Newstime holding a picture of her daughter. Mention of the praise of Anonymum. Okay. Oh yeah. Here we go again. Okay, let's rate this. Okay. Penasaran semanis apa sih mulutnya nih orang, kok bisa selingkuh di mana aja, kapan aja. Menurutku bukan mulutnya yang manis, duitnya yang manis. Tapi bisa jadi mulutnya manis, apalagi kalau jam terbangnya udah tinggi ya. It was determined through a DNA test that Anonymum's daughter was not a Roottrees. This article, which did refer to her daughter as Jane Doe Roottrees but did not coin the phrase Anonymum, came before all that, right around the time of her first TV interview. This is a summary. An anonymous woman appeared on the cover of Newstime shortly after 5 Piece was confirmed to be a member of the Roottrees family. In an homage to the previous cover, she holds a photo of her daughter. Unlike 5 Piece, she wished to remain anonymous, and both photos were obscured. The anonymous woman claimed to have had an affair with Guy Hudson while she was working as his secretary. She and another woman were hired at the same time, during a transition period while many of the secretaries that had worked under Zach Morden were already gone. She says that she and the other woman were both underqualified, as neither had typewriter experience. According to other staff member interviewed, Guy had his own requirements for hiring women. Ew! Jadi dia ada standar sendiri buat memperkerjakan cewek. Itu aja udah red flag gak sih? Guy Hudson liked to throw lavish parties, and the longer he was president, the more excuses he found. The anonymous woman posits that these parties mostly seemed to be an excuse to have after parties at Guy's home, featuring much more alcohol and other substances. She claims she slept with him at one of these after parties. She confronted Guy when she found out she was pregnant. Guy didn't seem fazed. Oh my god, what a horrible guy. Ya, aku tahu sih dia ujung-ujungnya dituduh ngebohong, tapi ya they came to an arrangement. He paid her a significant amount of hush money on a recurring basis under the table. She used it to move away and start a new life with her daughter. When Guy died, the money stopped coming, and she assumed things had run their course. She went back to work at the department store and hoped that nobody would ever look too closely at how she paid for her house. She told everyone that her daughter's father walked out on one day and never came back. She claimed that after seeing the fantastic article in Newstime, she realized that she wasn't the only one this happened to. While she never worked at the Roottrees company at the same time as 5 Piece mother, Joanna, their stories seemed eerily similar, and knew Felix was telling the truth right away. The article presented no tangible evidence of the anonymous woman's time at Roottrees, and all of the payments were allegedly made in cash. However, using details that she provided to Newstime, their reporters were able to reach out to the other woman hired at the same time, who also remained anonymous. They successfully fact-checked the timeline of both women and confirmed the existence of the infamous after-parties. Five Piece case was strengthened and this news story was subsequently published. Oof. Okay. Okay, but I don't think that's enough. Okay. Oh ya, kan itu musiciannya. 5. Oh, okay. Okay, nothing. Okay. Okay. Oh ya, root of all evil. Ini ada nggak? Oh yeah. According to various sources, the album is mostly material that Five Piece recorded for his mixtapes before he became notable, but re-recorded with lyrical differences and professional production. All Your Problems was the first and only single release. After dropping the single, Five Piece announced he'd retained the infamous celebrity lawyer Steffi Whitlock to his family. Infamous celebrity lawyer. It doesn't seem like he's followed through after a single didn't make much of a splash. But Whitlock, known for publicity stunt, paid thousands of teenagers a few dollars on an hour to call and request the video on MTV, which increased its profile. MTV eventually caught on and banned the video altogether, which in turn received national news coverage and made the song even more popular. Okay. Oh wait, what was it called again? All Your Problems. Okay. Okay, a 5-piece. Okay, Clark Rafferty level. Okay. Clark Rafferty LaRue is the new president of the Roottrees Corporation. This does not include Root, which appears to have its own new leadership. In early March of 1999, it was announced that both Clark Rafferty LaRue and Ron Roottrees would be taking over for what essentially described as transitional period on the aftermath of Six Pieces. About 2 weeks later, the company released a press statement that thanked Ron for his work but announced that Clark was the new permanent president. Most of the information about Clark you knew already. Many descriptions of him tend to focus on his advertising career and that his mother was Lauren Roottrees. Few seem to touch on his complex and volatile marital history. Since taking over, Clark has tried to remain out of the spotlight but did have one notable foray into the public eye. He gained a lot of support when his first move was a statement in favor of accepting Sam and her family into the trust. This also served as an announcement that the clan's trust would no longer be handled by anyone in the family, since due to their financial motivation, none of them could ever be impartial. Okay. Okay. There is another one. Okay, I need a hint. Coba. Mention a song. Yeah, how do I look for the song though? Yeah, all your problems. Oh, there it is. This track is the only new song on the album. The subject matter of the song is the hypocrisy of those that claim money is evil. He points out that the only people who think money is evil are those that have it, those that can afford not to be greedy. In the song, 5 Piece triumphantly talks about taking the Roottrees' wealth due to it being his birthright and giving it to those who need it the most. Okay. Okay.
Attention, Roottrees. This is 5 Piece coming at you from the real world. You know, the place you ain't ever lived in.
You say money is the root of all your problems.
Oh.
Man, y'all are hypocrites, sitting back in your massive estates, built from the cash that your
Anjay, ini lagi harus dong.
acting like you somehow deserve it,
Lagunya
based
bagus
on
ya.
your family's creations. Yo, but look at here, sonny, don't you come for our money, or you might burn bright in hellfire someday, like that Madsen chick and her two dads. My pappy's cleansing trust should keep you away. Yo, it's disturbing, catching a sermon from a geezer who's never known hurt, but blurts out these claims that somehow we're sinners cause we didn't earn it. When all of your worth it came free with your name, you expect me to treat your lectures on greed as some expert creed from he without blame. How about instead I turn my other cheeks and spread them? When you give me a kiss, you'll know just where to aim.
You say money is the root of all your problems. Let me take those problems away.
Whoever calls dollars the root of all evil, just trying to make small pursuits of real people. You silver spoon feeds, you're the world's purest treacle, while real world folks burn their spoons for the needle. So once more with passion, tell this poor tragic orphan how your mansions and Porsches are actually horrible.
How I'm better off penniless, grasping for morsels. I wanted my share.
That's actually extortion. With your candy ass name, synonymous with sweets. Oh, you wanna call me classless? I'm gangster from Portland, but I play that game. I came up on the streets. The only streets you reppin' are Park Place and Boardwalk. Hypocrisy, monopoly is toppling. When I knock, have G's.
Top off my pockets, please.
Cause the same God that got to steal my mom from me is what he wants, right? With you to live in poverty. And if you're suddenly not eager to unhand that fortune, that's unfortunate. I guess I'm gonna have to take my portion, and I'll do it all legally. Class action, courtrooms, decorum. I'm way past your fancy ass dormant.
You say money is the root of all your problems. Let me take those problems away.
Bring the choir in.
You say money is the root of all your problems.
Oh,
Let
nice.
me take those
Okay.
problems away. You say money is the root of all your problems. Let me
Okay.
take those problems away.
Whoever calls dollars the root of all evil, just trying to make small pursuits.
guys. Maaf, guys. Okay.
While real world folks burn their spoons for the needle. Whoever calls dollars the root of all evil, just trying to make small pursuits of real people. You silver spoon feeds, you're the world's purest treacle. While real world folks burn their spoons for the needle.
Yeah. This one is not relevant, so what else should we be searching? Okay. Okay. I recommend you turn your eyes to the men in positions of power. Okay. Wait, let me read this. Okay. There is a knock at your door. explained that multiple people have come out of the woodwork to claim to be Roottrees. He has been trying to work with Sam, but she has not answered his calls. The company I hired to help us with the clan stress is busy pouring through the entire family's history, as well as people they may have had contact with. That said, the family is not particularly happy with this and are doing their best to slow things down. Many of them are actively avoiding our interviews. Every time there's a high-profile public case, it causes headaches. So please, I don't mind if you do your research, but I ask that you stop going to the press. Instead, we have a highly trained team of lawyers to back you up. We are ready and willing to verify anyone and everyone you believe could be realistically part of a relationship that led to the birth of a new root tree. Just tell us who to investigate by filling in the new section of the tree, and we'll take the time to handle verifying that the timeline checks out. But keep in mind why we're here. If someone didn't have a child or has already been disqualified by our lawyers, like the case of the girl with the negative DNA test, there won't be a place for them on the tree. We're not just looking for affairs and infidelities, we're only looking for the ones that led to potential new root trees. Some spots in the new section will be marked with the tree icon. Those trees are reserved for members of the original family tree you filled in 8 months ago. Just like last time, be sure to use birth names for everyone you add. Oh, birth names. Oh, okay. Married names or nicknames won't be enough. To start sorting out infidelities, I recommend you turn your eyes to the man in position of power. I'd love to say that's only because it would have been a lot harder for the women to hide 5 months of pregnancy and birth without the family noticing, but I can't. I'll be blunt, I'm no stranger to infidelity. I wish I could claim that I was a perfect husband, but you've seen the family tree, so I pretend. Iya, dia cerainya berapa ya? 2 kali ke 3 kali? 2 kali apa 3 kali? Aku lupa. I can change the past or unhurt those who I betrayed. Instead, all I can do is be honest with myself and to you. Refuse to make any more mistakes and do my best to sort out the various messes we've left behind. So please fill in the tree and together we can figure, okay, the position of power. I mean, we have Guy Hudson. Who else? Okay, position of power. We can try and look up Elias. Oh, yeah. Elias. We're never really celebrities, but the general public's perception of them. Ini yang baru ya. Okay. At regards, this was Elias' intention as a family man with his family brand. In 6 pieces, the candy company has placed much less of an emphasis on Elias as a historical brand-connected figure. But there have also been those who have argued that it was his right to decide how to split his inheritance and that he did nothing wrong. This has led to some heated television exchanges and countless op-eds. The first Anderson Maple Farm only used to be a popular tourist attraction during the summer months when it had special tours. However, it has since seen an explosion of off-season business as some religious and political groups decided to visit to show support for Elias and Gwyneth's traditional values and financial rights. This rise in support was in turn followed by pickets from gay rights activists when some particularly inflammatory organizations made their pilgrimage. Amongst all this conflict, the farm has since shut down seemingly indefinitely. The website says check back later, but has no date listed. Okay. Okay. Okay, area. Okay. Oh yeah, boom. Okay. Okay, who should I search now? Buset, ini baru yang pertama aku udah pakai hint 2 kali loh. Oh iya benar, ada buku ya. Wait. Kok aku nggak inget ya? 6 pieces. Ini. Sam. Aku lupa bisa cari buku. Aha. Sam Matson's book was released earlier this year and details the truth about Elias Roottrees, as well as Sam's fathers, Edward Clancy Roottrees and John Miller. You help verify her story, so much of the book's core contents are familiar to you. That said, Sam had some section on other family secrets and rumors. Much of it didn't matter to the primary purpose of the book, and some of it is new to you and may be important to your research. Okay. Where? Oof. Aku banyak baca. Okay, Sam's book has a few different passages about her own history with the company and the rumors and gossip she collected during the tenure. She ran the farm for a period starting around 1968, until her daughter Gwyneth took over in 1984. Most of the relevant rumors coincide with the reign of Guy Hudson. This is it, who took over as a president in 1978. Sam was very much not a fan of Guy, and according siapa yang suka sama dia? According to Six Pieces, it was an open secret within the family that Guy was very much not a fan of remaining faithful to his wife. Patricia, many of their hires at the time were young single women, and Guy often spent lavish amount of money on private parties. Oh my god. What a disgusting guy. This was 20 years ago, and Sam warns that most of it is hearsay. Still, you find the following information that may be relevant. Catatan. Elizabeth had a daughter. But who worked as one of Guy's secretary. Okay. Her daughter is one of... Apa? Thank you. Ada cemilan datang guys. Wait. There is one of Guy's secretary. Elizabeth is farm supervisors. According to Elizabeth, a caterer from local restaurant called Antonelli's met her daughter at one of Guy's party, and they eloped quickly due to a pregnancy. Antonelli's. Elizabeth was unaware that the party was for swingers. Rumor has it that her daughter showed up with Guy and didn't seem comfortable switching partners. Oh my god. Okay. Guy's main positive contribution to the company involved expanding. Wait. Aku nulis Guy Hudson nggak di sini? No. Okay. Let me just. Mana? Ini pasti catatannya bakal panjang banget, astaga. Okay. Guys, main positive contribution to the company involved expanding the market. Okay. Main positive contribution. Expanding markets. Okay. However, when he went on trips overseas, they were often for weeks at a time, and Guy was known for spending more time and money on unofficial business than meetings with distributors and manufacturers. It was... Okay. This guy is slacking off. Halo kak, salam bahagia. Game apa nih Gia? Game detektif kak, memecahkan silsilah keluarga. Okay. It was said that he bribed at least one politician to open a factory in Brazil. Okay. Bisa jadi kan dia ada selingkuhan di Brazil. Bribe a politician. Brazil. Call forever Gia. Okay. There is also a section where Sam speculates that Elias may have also cheated on Gwyneth. Gwyneth was always much kinder to Sam than Elias was, and was the first to invite Sam to family events. While she has no hard evidence, Sam always got the impression that Gwyneth was able to coerce Elias into allowing Sam back into the family using some kind of leverage instead of it being a natural course of events. She mentioned that Elias and Gwyneth were known to loudly argue sometimes about another woman. Sam also says her son Ernie once asked her, "Who's Beth?" because he overheard them yelling about someone with that name. As far as Sam knows, Elias once had a secretary named Elizabeth, but she never met her. Okay. Okay. Elizabeth. Tapi Elizabeth terlalu banyak. Ih. Oh, Antonelis. Wait. There are a large number of Antonelis restaurant, not because it changes, but it seems to be a common name for a Thailand restaurant. Local resorts. Okay, Antonelli's is an Italian restaurant. Oh, wait. Like. Hey. Okay, Italian. Guys? Okay, and it has been in the Butler County times twice. The most recent time was when it closed in 1992. The owner, Rochelle. Okay. The owner, Rochelle Zimmer, bought the land the building was on, and at the time of the article, she was unsure if the restaurant would move to a new location if she would retire. Many years before that, there's a puff piece from Valentine's Day that asks recently married residents of Butler County how they met. Christine Gerland responded, okay. She and her husband Steve, who was a chef of Antonelli's, met years ago when she delivered produce from her mother's farm. Steve used to work extra hours just to be there during her deliveries. Although they grew apart when the restaurant switched suppliers, they reconnected by chance and eloped at the end of last year. Now she has a bun in the oven and they're both working as much as they can. She's secretary but went back to delivering produce on the weekends, trying to save up money to move to Boston. Oh my god. Secretary! Oh no, nothing. Okay. Wait. Oh yeah. Oh wait. Ini guy. Oh wait. Let me. Wait. Oh, there's guy president, the third president. So this is. Ini harusnya benar kan? Oke. Okay. Maybe. Yeah, okay. Oh, there is more to find. Okay. Let's see. Path. Masih ada 5 petunjuk lagi ya. Oh, Zakaria. Halo, Kak. Wait. Halo, Kak Gia. Halo, Kak Mondi. Game apa nih? Game detektif. Namanya harus nama asli sebelum dia nikah. Iya, kayaknya. Oke. Mamma Mia. Oke, give me a hint. Okay. Yeah, I do, but nah tadi there are 5 right here. Is your okay. Yeah, Elizabeth. Berarti terus her name Elizabeth Garland. Nebak-nebak aja ya. Elizabeth Garland. Oke. Kristen Garland. Oh, oke. Oke. Steve Garland. Lalalala. Maaf guys. Okay. Okay, the first was an article about how he met his wife Christine when he worked at... Okay, a listing for his weekend cooking classes, gourmet for the groupie. Oh, okay. Class. Real gourmet for the groupie. Okay, the blurb mentioned that he's been giving lessons from his home kitchen for the last month, so that he can keep an eye on his son. The third was from 1990, entitled Local Outdoor. Okay. The Local Outdoor shoot by former Butler County resident. Oh, the third article. Okay. Mark Zimmer was sued by Garland after Garland saw Zimmer promoting his book Kitchen Tales on television. His recipe book was partly plagiarized from the recipes that Steve Garland would give his students during his cooking lesson before he moved. The article mentions that although recipes are hard to copyright, Garland accompanied each recipe with a short fiction about how he learned it. They usually doubled as way to remember certain ingredients. Garland's bean salad, for example, involved making a tray with gnome for some magic beans. Okay. Wait. Okay. Garnishing fruit. Nice. Kitchen Tales was a story-based recipe book credited to Mark Zimmer that had some success after it was featured on a morning talk show. The book Itu kalau typo bakal error tuh gimana di note-nya? Enggak, Karen. Kalau typo ya udah typo. Oke. Aku sambil ngemil ya guys. Oke. That had some success after it was featured on a monitoring talk show. Tales is a book that combines recipes and stories. It had mild popularity but seemed to disappear from online marketplace in 1992. Okay. Excuse me, what? Flora's tears began to salt her breath. The recipe asked the reader to combine flour, yeast, sugar, olive oil, and rosemary combined. Okay. Okay. Upon seeing the explorer botulised. That is her pain. Alcohol in the present. Okay, what am I supposed to do with this? Okay, berarti ini si Garland ini kan. Garland. Oh. Okay. Stephen Garland. Okay. Stephen Garland. Oh no, it's Steve Garland. Gourmet for the group. Oh wait. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh, bookmark. Oh. Bookmarks. Okay. Okay. Oh my god, I'm so pusing. Digotok ke. Important people. Important people. Oh, Gwyneth Anderson. Maybe. Okay, Elias and Gwyneth Paltrow were never really so. Oh wait, I have. Goodness. Anyway. Yeah, there is also the guy hats. Kita bisa nge-search guy hats sama sih. Oke, dan berarti ini bukan Fellows ya. Christine. Ini agak lebih susah dari yang awal ya. Ini kan siapa tahu. Ya, udah nyampe mana progresnya kak? Udah pusing. Ini dari tadi mintahin kagak dikasih-kasih yang. Oh ya, Caroline Morden. Okay. Caroline Morden did a television interview. Someone has uploaded a partial transcript of that interview on the television section. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, finally. Pusing. Okay, this was a cable news interview. A transcript of only Caroline's answer has been posted. Okay. I've never really fit into the family, so it didn't surprise me. She could have put me in if she wanted to talk about the time during my activism days when I almost got arrested for stealing the spark plugs out of all her tractors, but I don't really think it fit her narrative. Yes and no, they never tried to kick me out or send me to live on a farm, if that's what you mean, but I was already pretty unpopular, and once everyone learned why I divorced my husband, few people paid me any attention. He's my wife, not legally, but we've been together for half our lives. Call it what it is. I was 20 and I had just had my daughter. I had to look back on that time because I was a terrible mother the first few years. I left my daughter with my ex-husband and followed Guy on a private jet to Europe. Oh my god. He lost a tooth and a client. I found love and a better understanding of who I was. Still, in our family's eyes, his trip was somehow more acceptable. Explain that. His trip was somehow more acceptable? Explain that. Oh yeah, okay. No, I couldn't stand him. Our family wrote off his behavior like he was some huge fan of romance or women. But he didn't like the entire woman. It was doubly awkward for me because he was more supportive than most. I slowly figured out it was because he assumed I would be as shallow as he was. He was a workaholic. He seemed nice enough and did a good job. What? I didn't know him well. That was one of Sam's problem with our family. None of us did except Carl. Honestly, I get why she's pissed. I'd rather not speak ill of the dead, not unless you want more stories about Guy. With Carl though, all I can say is we used to be friends before they sent him to private school. He came back a lot judgier. It made sense when they made him president. He was a lot like my father after they disciplined the fun out of him. After I started protesting the farms, he stopped returning my calls. Oh well, he's harder to label. When I was a teenager, he was basically drunk or high or both all the time. He actually used to sell me pot. His problems with women were different than guys, but he never really judged me. I guess he knew it would be a pretty hypocritical to judge anyone for anything. Back then, he was destructively unreliable in every way, but nowadays he's just kind of boring and old. I prefer that to how he used to be. And to Guy and Carl, but it's still a cautionary tale. I hope I'm never that boring and old too. Oh iya, kan ada satu lagi. Siapa sih namanya itu? Is it Rob? Rob something? Robert. Robert. Wait, what? Wait. Park. Salah. Okay. Oh, Ron. Okay. Ron was announced as the president of Roottrees during the Roottrees Rift. Okay. Mamanya udah meninggal ya, si Gwen. Ah. Okay. Yeah, this Kristen girl. Ini yang nonton udah cenut-cenut juga. Oke. Oh ya, Lauren. Okay, in a week of 6 pieces released, Lauren Roottrees was tracked down by a reporter as being in one of the most upscale memory care facilities in Pittsburgh. Dia Alzheimer. There was a minor backlash towards the reporter that tracked Lauren down because they were caught standing on a ladder and holding their camera over the privacy wall to take a photo of Lauren and her son Clark. Okay. Wow. Or should we... wait. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay, an entry entitled Cruelty from Lauren Roottrees' diary written 1963. Relationship between her mother and father. I am no stranger to true love. Jacob and I married at an age that most deem unfit for marriage, but he was also enlisting at an age that most deem unfit for war. We had no choice. I know in my heart that our marriage was one for the ages. He and I would still be together today if not for Okinawa. That was nearly 20 years ago, but there is an emptiness in my soul. I do not understand my contemporaries. So many girls I went to school with have taken multiple lovers. So many of my girlfriends' husbands have been unfaithful. If I am able to remain true to the ghost of a man with no chance of physical reciprocation, no potential for long conversation, how could it be so hard to love someone you can reach out and touch, someone you can joke with? I have not had to deal with such madness at home. My parents are a perfect match in the worst way. My mother's cruelty is perfect fit for my father's general spite. In turn, pop status enables her incessant need to gloat and feel superior. I have grown up with their cruelty and disdain for others my entire life. Even my family remains unspared. Ya iya, mama dan bapaknya tuh suka itu. Suka ngomongin orang, suka ngejudge orang. They make fun of my grandpa and his family, saying, "Blood is thicker than syrup, but nothing's thicker than Elias." They mimic grandma. Gwyneth lives and see her kindness as a weakness. They mimic grandma. Gwyneth's lips and see her kindness as a weakness. Elliot, please remember Sam. Not even family's melodies and religion go unmocked. Remember, God only put one eye in miracle. I can say without doubt that in my mind that my parents have never had eyes for anyone outside their marriage. They're too self-centered to look astray. Okay. Okay, what does this mean? Elliot? Sam. Oh, Sam. Okay. So do we look up about her parents? Mama bapaknya siapa lagi aku lupa. Oh, there it is. Clancy Edward. Terlalu berat. Oke, Clancy Edward. Salah. Oke. Oke. Bapaknya agak-agak juga ya ini sih. Ini si Lauren. Jadi bapaknya yang nulis itu Clarence Trust. Clarence Trust itu kayak apa? Clarence Trust itu kayak semacam apa sih? Firma hukumnya itu tuh si Roottrees ini. Jadi kayak dibuat supaya Sam dan keturunan-keturunan itu nggak bisa dapat itunya, warisannya. Ya, legal arrangement. Edward. Oke. Ya, I mean, there is this Christine, tapi nggak dapet itunya. Oh. Oh, this one. Okay. Are you the son of Clark Rafferty? Nah, terus kalau dibuat nggak bisa dapat warisan, kenapa kita nyari-nyari keturunannya? Enggak, jadi gini. Jadi kan awal di chapter satunya si Sam ini mau ngulik-ngulik keluarganya gara-gara anaknya tuh meninggal nggak bisa bayar pengobatan. Padahal dia tuh bagian dari si Roottrees ini. Cuman kayak dikeluarin dari aturan firma hukumnya gara-gara si Sam tuh bukan anak sah kan. Terus pas presiden yang kelimanya meninggal, 4 ke 5 itu si Clark, presiden keempatnya meninggal, mereka kan harus bagi-bagi warisan. Tapi si Sam nih mau refill kebusukan keluarganya gara-gara anaknya meninggal ini nggak dapat warisan kan, nggak bisa bayar medical bill. Nah sekarang kita tuh nyari-nyari ke siapa keturunan siapa gara-gara si Guy Hudson ini dia selingkuh kanan kiri, jadi banyak anak haramnya kan di mana-mana. dan gara-gara ini firma hukumnya diubah biar si Sam dan keturunan-keturunannya bisa dapat warisan juga. Jadi orang berpikir, jadi kalau gua keturunan Roottrees, walaupun gua anak haram, gua bisa dong dapat warisan itu. Berarti gua tinggal ngaku aja kalau gua Roottrees gitu. Jadi ini kita lagi ngefilter mana yang beneran, mana yang bohongan gitu. I subbed Halo Williams. Okay. I didn't grow up with him. I remember him from when I was a little kid, but I moved away with my mom when I was very young. We left Pennsylvania and moved back home to Virginia. We lived there with Pete, my stepdad. My dad and I spoke a few times when I found his phone number on a check he sent us in the mail when I was 15. He was happy to hear from me, and now he calls me once a month and comes to visit me at college. He tells me about things I don't remember and people like Guy Hudson and Ernie Madsen. My dad and I get along, but obviously we aren't very close. Did you ever meet the Roottrees? I used to know the Roottrees, but never the sisters. I was in the office sometimes when I was a kid. And I definitely met Guy Hudson before he died, but I don't remember. My memory is weird. It's hard to know what I actually remember and what I only think I do because I have pictures. For example, I have a photo from when I was 5 and in the office with my dad, and Guy was there. I made myself sick by eating chocolate, and some woman who I don't know cleaned my face. I don't know if my memories of that come from the picture or not. Okay, how did you have proof of Ernie Madsen's heart condition? I know Ernie had a heart problem because my dad told me on one of our phone calls. I asked him about the poison because I saw it on the Roottrees website, and he emailed some old stuff including the proof. But even with the proof, the website didn't take it down. You spelled Beyonce wrong. I'm not good at spelling or writing. I'm good at painting and other art. I'm going to school to learn how to edit movies. I want to make cartoons someday. Lulu is much better at spelling. Okay. Guy Hudson. Okay. Okay, maybe it's this girl. Alamak. Gila banget, tapi jujur keren sih dari penjelasan Kak Gia. Ini gila banget, sumpah. Sumpah ini manusia, selingkuh terlalu banyak bikin susah orang. Okay. So do we check? Oh yeah. This is Lulu. Oh. Oh wait. Madsen Ernest Jr. Ernest. Oh, is that his name? Oh, Ernest Jr. Madsen. Salah. Patricia Jones. nothing. Carolyn. Nothing. Okay. Oh, Kristen Valdez. Okay. Okay. Wah, wah, wah. I mean, kita udah punya petunjuknya di sini, but I don't know sebelum nikah itu Garland atau bukan sih? Okay. Buset, sekretarisnya dua-dua namanya Elizabeth, bejir. Kedua, tiga. Allah. Ini juga udah aku cari semua. I mean, this one. Okay, Beth Williams. Ini nyambung ke yang kasus pertama ya. Jadi aku udah lupa-lupa kasus pertama tuh gimana soalnya. Oke. The dictionary defines propaganda as information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or point of view. But if they were to replace the definition with a picture, it would be a picture of this book. The book tells you nothing new about Elias, and from what you know of his true feelings towards some of his extended family. The issue of this book was so lazy that they reused the famous photo Elias. Okay. Nothing else? Okay, I mean, I got this one. Elias. Huh? Isn't that his name though? Roottrees. Fine. Watchman of the Year. No. Oh, lah. Lumayan kapan nih habis pasca kak? Ya habis pasca kayaknya. Itu yang selingkuh yang kepala Roottrees ketiga ya? Iya. Tapi kita harus cari seluk-beluknya dengan lihat orang-orang lain juga dalam keluarganya. Makanya dari tadi aku bukain karena aku pusing. Oh. Family tree. Is there anyone pregnant? Stephanie yang mana lagi aku lupa. Oh ini. Oh, this one. Ugh. Okay, it seems Brian Jones has been busy updating Stephanie Jones' campaign website. Two new sections exist. The first is baby photo. There you see a picture of their new family together in the hospital. According to the site, our daughter was named after her grandmother, which ended up being very fitting considering she was born the night before Christmas. The second is what's next. There's not much of substance there right now, but it lists some small accomplishment and finishes with the recent rise in popularity and controversy surrounding my extended family. There has been some extra attention on me. Stay tuned for announcements in the coming months about how I plan to use this publicity to accomplish bigger and better things. Okay. Okay. God. Yang anaknya nggak ada tuh si Guy doang kan ya? Guy sama. Is there anyone who doesn't have? Ya, yeah, Guy sama Caroline nggak sih? Ini adopsi soalnya. Okay, let's see. Oh, after her grandmother. Caroline. Ya, masa bayi ada sih namanya, enggak kan? Ayo. Okay, who else doesn't have a kid? Edward Boone. Win Roottrees. She died in Paris, France about weeks ago. Not much is known about her death except that it was announced that she died peacefully in her sleep while being treated for a sudden severe case of pneumonia. Before that, she had apparently been in relatively good health according to her friends and family in Paris. She was 67. What was her name? When... Semangat streamnya kak, makasih kak. Gula batu, Otsu. Oh my god, I don't know. One of the starred person on the tree. I mean, I did fill out Guy Hudson. Oh wait. Yeah, Felix. Who else? Dia musician kan? Atau? Oh wait. Iya, rapper. Atau nggak ada di sini? Ya, dia semua musician. Udah kan bener itu. Iya, udah. Oh iya bener. Namanya bukan Felix. Aduh. Aduh maaf guys, aku lupa. David. Oke. Yeah, but what about her? Ini udah David Close. Kamu lihat deh. Oh, this one. Landon Jones, Carolyn. Oh, what was the grandmother name again? Alois? Oh. Huh? Her grandmother. Salah. Then isn't it Caroline? Caroline, Budududu. Yeah, Caroline. Oh, where is the baby? Baby. Okay. Oh, Carol. Wait. Okay. Oke, ini udah benar. Split up. Yeah. Hey, isn't it president? Oh yeah, occupation. What was hers? Politics. Finally! Oh my god. Ah. Eh. Yeah, Jones Bryan. Booyah. Thank God.
Has Clark reached out to you? Well, let me give you a short history lesson about the last few months of my life. 3 different people contacted me, claiming that somewhere in their history, they might be Roottrees. First, that young man, the rapper. I ignored that one. He seemed dubious. But then I saw the news. I felt terrible. So I began helping the others. Because my doubts with Felix were so misfounded, I ended up putting too much faith in the second person that approached me. I went to the media prematurely. I admit my mistake there. But the third person who contacted me also had a credible case. Before I could help, the company got to them somehow. The fact that the family silenced them doesn't seem to fill me with hope when it comes to Clark's intentions. But you're making progress based on the leads he gave you. It's really hard for me to get a read on him. I've sent you the case I've been working on, and some
Okay.
company records I managed to track down. The records are quite dense, but hopefully they're useful. Good
Thank you. Woo. Regina Clementine. Ini Stuart. Oh my god. Wow. Pendeta kita tampaknya tidak sesuci yang dia pikirkan ya. Oke, wait. Page. Oh, wait. Okay, let's search. Regina Clementine. Okay. Okay, has two sons. Ward and oh, okay. And BTW, nanti jam 7 aku udahan. Terus nanti malam kita main game lain lagi ya, guys. Okay, 6 pieces Prodigy US to Genealogy Genie. Prodigy, okay. This is all the information I have about Regina Clementine Salazar. From New Orleans. Oh, okay. That means what's that? No, yang di atas. Okay. She wrote me about a month ago. Apparently, the Roottrees lawyers went after her since then. By the time I received her letter and called her, she told me she couldn't cooperate anymore. Her husband, who is a police officer and never knew his father, told her he thought he might be a Roottrees, but he's estranged from his family and didn't want to pursue it because he had no proof. She wrote to me behind his back. Normally, I wouldn't be so sure, but she had some pretty credible facts. Some of it I've been able to confirm. Stuart's mother, was named Mary Beth Clementine. She was pretty well known in the 30s to 50s. A singer. A singer who went on tour to a lot of churches. You can look her up online, and she was a pretty big proponent of adoption. I know for a fact that she came to Butler County a few times. I remember her from when I was younger. And Regina said that Stuart told her that they always seem to spend a lot of time at the Miracle Church. She sent me a photo to prove that she is who she says she is. I've attached it to this email. Okay. You were given some partial staff records to cross-reference by Sam Matson. These records are based on all tax mailing information and only details the employees that work directly for Roottrees or in their corporate office. The many laborers on their farms and in their factories are not listed. You're not sure how helpful it will be except for cross-referencing guys' secretaries and visits overseas. But researching people just because they are listed in these books will likely be very time-consuming and a waste of your time. Okay, Ernest Matson Jr. Robertson! So you are Robertson. Joanna, right? Yeah, Joanna Roberts. Okay. Juliet McCollum, John Roberts, Doris. Okay. Oh, wait. Jangan sampai aku ngelewatin sesuatu. Tadi pusing-pusing bilang nggak dapet, ternyata aku ngelewatin sesuatu, kan lucu ya. No, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't miss. Okay. Oh no. Salah. Which one? Damn. Kristen Arwah. 1176. Oh yeah, it's Joanna. Oh yeah, you are not Robertson, you are Fellows. Berarti udah nikah dong pas dia selengki sama si Guy. Yeah, Kristen Garland. Wait, Kristen Garland was also... Buset. Are you trying to tell me you are marrying you are selingkuh sama married woman? Oh. Anniversary bonus. That is very suspicious. Wait, I'll just put her name just in case. Okay. Okay. Wait. That's a lot of women you hire, bro. Actress. What? Koreans. Terus 78. Juliet. I'll just put them just in case. Boris, Ace, Lisa, Lewis, Valerie, Ewing. Okay, Emily. Major expenses. Yeah, the caviar. Edward with the retirement party, New Year. Oh, travel expense, Australia, China, France. Okay. Caviar itu rasa rancangannya si Guy Hudson ini, yang apa yang nggak laku. Oke. Susan Ford. Oh, okay, wait. Let me just. Yeah. Linda Lewis, Angela Ingram, Catherine Garrett. Igua, strawberry, caviar, butterscotch. Yeah, butterscotch, delicious though. Brand of dog. What is this? Okay, Guy Hudson died. Okay. Secretaries. Okay. Okay. Cancel. Okay. Done. Okay. Okay, time for some searching. Mary. Clementine. Nice. Okay. Sampai 1959. She traveled around the country performing at churches. Her repertoire was a mix of religious and popular songs, and although she recorded a few records, they seem lost to time. The only one you find mentioned was a cover of He's Got the Whole World in His Hand. Cover. He's got the whole world in his hand. Under label New Edison. One thing Mary Beth was known for was her adoption. She's listed on many sites that mention adoption and the history of adoption. She adopted two children in the late 1940s, Stuart and Mark. Okay. Stuart and Mark Clementine are her sons. Adopted. She also spoke as an advocate for the benefits of adoption in front of the United States Congress in 1949, who were convening to debate and discuss the then recent first adoption of an African American child to a white family in the United States. He was specifically there to detail her experience going through the system to adopt Swart. Her other son was adopted later, and according to a single line on one adoption site, under unusual circumstances. In 1959, it surfaced that Mary Beth had been twice divorced, both times to her manager Sterling. Okay, twice divorced her manager Sterling. This ended her career with the religious audience she had been catering to. And while she performed occasionally since then, she mostly faded into obscurity. Mary Beth passed away in 1994 at the age of 76 of a stroke. Oh, okay. Okay. In modern, but most popular. Okay, okay. Oh. Other release, the old rock cross. Lama. Okay. Okay, I think that's. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, is there anything about her sons? Stuart Clementon. Oh, police officer. Okay, how about Mark Clementon? Oh my! We found something! Crocodile Clementon is listed on oh wait, let me just Crocodile Clementon. The infamy list. He is a criminal known for odd crimes. Although Mark's nickname would imply he hails from Florida or Australia, Mark is listed as being from Los Angeles. He has a pretty big entry. He seems like a real piece of work. There's a very small note about him being the basket baby of 1950. But most everything else come from his adult. Oh wait, the basket baby of 19. He lost his job in 1975 as a pilot for regional. Okay, was a pilot for a regional airline. After he tried to board the wrong airline's plane, he was strung. He was charged with trespassing and assault. In 1982, he was arrested for transporting smuggled animals over the Canadian and Mexican borders for an illegal reptile supplier in Los Angeles. He was apparently quite successful for the first 4 years, but was caught when he had to make an emergency landing in Portland after he was bitten on the foot by a crocodile, hence the nickname. Apparently, the Portland Telegraph is credited as having given him his nickname. His mugshot from this incident has been added to your photos. In 1993, he was released on a parole, but his freedom didn't last long. He was arrested in 1994 in San Diego for violating it in an attempt to visit his daughter. Oh, has a daughter. His daughter graduation. He famously punched the principal, a man named Billy Sims. Okay. He was arrested for punching her. Oh, this. Wah, you ruin her big day. Principal. Billy. Thanks. This incident received national press. Okay, Portland Telegraph. Okay. Portland. Okay, crocodile. Okay. He was flying weekly between Los Angeles, Juarez, and Vancouver in a small plane. His flights were very low, literally under the radar. He was only caught because he was okay. Wait, Mark Clementon. Oh, okay, the same. How about the listen? Okay, I had an article longer than most about Billy Sims' incident, mostly because the assaulter, Crocodile Clementine, had appeared in the paper before. Because of the somewhat comedic sensationalism of the events in questions, and because their readers were already familiar with Mark Clementine, they filed it under a special banner called Croc Watch. It mentioned that our good friend Croc Clementine was actually in attendance at the high school graduation because his daughter was walking the stage. He was apparently not allowed to attend. His ex-wife had a restraining order filed on behalf of her daughter, but did so anyway. Buset, lu separah apa sampai istri lu ngasih restraining order, bejir. Okay, it was unknown to the school staff at the time who he was, but a security guard recognized him, and that's when the trouble started. Clementine was approaching the side of the stage to try to avoid the guard. When the exchange between him and Sims took place, the article finishes by facetiously asking, "What will Croc get up to next? Stay tuned for more Croc Watch." Okay. Oh wait, can we ask? Okay. It wasn't a punch that captured the national nation, however, instead. It was Billy Sims' matter-of-fact response to the threat and his comments afterward as heard in a now famous audio clip from someone who was recording the ceremony. Billy saw Mark hop onto the graduation stage and said, "Sir, you want to sit down or we'll have a problem." At that point, Crocodile reportedly suck-punched him in the face. Billy, apparently only slightly dazed, said, "Alright, sir, I guess we'll have a problem." Clementine tried to throw another punch, but Sims anticipated it and performed a maneuver that spectators described as a wrestling move mixed with a backward somersault. He somersaulted him, which immediately brought both men to the floor, with Sims straddling Clementine, keeping him neutralized. As security arrived, the recording captured someone asking, "How did you do that?" And Sims' response was famously, "Trust me, I'm as surprised as everyone." Also on Canyon High School. Okay. Okay. Miracle. That means he is around here, right? Miracle. Preacher. Clementine. Musician. Yeah, I only know Sterling. Sterling. Huh? Oh, maybe the first name is... Oh yeah, Sterling. Trying with Clementine. Oh wait. Yeah. Oh, new edit. Okay. And Mary Beth Clementine. Sterling Edison. Okay. Edison. On. Okay, if it's happened in 1949, well, oh wait, Quark, siapa? Nothing. Miracle. Very fast. Okay. Wait, what was the high school name again? Oh. Okay. Darling. Okay, Mark Clementine. Oh. Okay, real life baby Moses situation. Apparently, she was rather a prominent supporter of the concept of adoption, and someone decided to test how much. They left a baby on her doorstep in a basket. According to the sites, she adopted him without question and raised him as her own son. Although it was a national news in many circles, he became known as the basket baby. None of the websites state who the woman or baby were, likely to prevent people from looking into either of the people too closely. From context, you know that it's Mary Beth Clementine, who would later be shunned due to her personal life, and her son, Mark, who would later be known as Crocodile Clementine. Okay. Okay. Oh wait, that means, oh yeah, ini yang Regina, Clementine. Oh no. That mean this one is Stuart. Clementine. Wait, is it? Iya ya, ini karena ini yang divorce kan pasti. Police. Nah ini aku nggak tahu namanya. Siapa sih? Mark. What is it, the pilot? Oh, I need 8 more. Okay. Yeah, he had a daughter. Okay. Wait, nama aslinya siapa sih itu? Yang Regina itu? Oh, Salazar. Cangkemar. Alaza. Okay. Okay, we have a lot of names. Okay. Kristen Parwa. That's not. That's one. Or in Pennsylvania, some of the people attempting to track down any mom were harassing her. She recently had to take a leave of absence because people showed up at the car dealership where she works. She is begging people to stop the accusation so that she can get back to a normal life. In every article, you find a journalist involved. Oh. Okay. And I guess I'll be anonymous. Okay. Oh, he has a son. Okay. I mean, at least she exists. Lihat. Story. Nama. Bisa tulis. Salary. Kawin. Alamak, Angela. Angela Ingram. Oh. Oh, wait. Oh, there is this. I mean, this is... Ini udah benar Garland, tapi ini nggak mungkin Garland deh. Wait. Okay. Ini. Terus. Oh, Parwa. There is a Elizabeth here. So is she a Parwa? Probably, could be. I mean, it's quite a shot. Yeah. Iya, karena Christine Garland. Oke. Major expenses. Yeah, he went to Australia, China, and France. What is this? Oh. The Grandorf. Wait. Okay. It's located about an hour where the Roottrees officer used to be in Butler County. According to their website, it was formerly named Grandorf Dorf. Because Grandorf was the last name of the founder, and Dorf is the Danish word for death. The founder had issues. Okay. The staff listed on website. You can through all of the biographies. Miss Ford is fluent in all 5 languages, including ISL, American Sign Language. She has been working at the school for over 5 years. Mr. Ford's bio also mentions she's not deaf herself, but rather learned sign language to communicate with the deaf. It mentioned that she was responsible for securing funding for the Hudson Wing. What is this? What is this? This is so suspicious, guys. Expansion to Gandorf. It's a separate, much smaller building half a block from the main campus and operates as a smaller independent school that offers free ISL courses for the family members, friends, and caretakers of deaf children. Okay. Yeah, the president of the Roottrees company generously donated $250,000 towards the construction building. Of an employee of Roottrees at the time, it mentioned that she learned ISL from the main school before Hudson Wing even existed, to surprise her future husband who was deaf. She convinced Roottrees management to invest in the school. Do we have anyone named Ford in this? Susan Ford. Oh. Okay. Okay. Oh, Grandorf was at the center of a crime article from 1982. It seems that someone defaced the school and vehicles outside of the brand new Hudson Wing of the school. There were multiple broken windows, and one of the teacher's cars were painted with profanities and accusations of infidelity. A few weeks later, a follow-up article provides more detail. There was one arrest, Tom Hughes, who was coincidentally a former student at the school. Apparently, the destruction came weeks after he married the school's newest teacher, Mrs. Hubbs. She was not a teacher when he went. He graduated a few years earlier. According to the reporters, investigation to the police reports, trials, and restraining order. Mr. Hughes was convinced that he was not the father of Mrs. Hughes' current pregnancy. He was released on bail, and the school has agreed not to press criminal charges after an agreement was made to pay for the damage and for the couple to begin the divorce proceedings. It seems Thomas Hughes, Mrs. Hughes, and the Hudson Wing have all avoided future appearances in the Butler County Times. Oh, Thomas Hughes. Interesting. Oof. Okay. By Thomas Hughes. Because his wife of wrong. Okay. there anyone named Huge in the... Oh, wait. Susan Ford 1982 ya. Oh, that means Final Affair? Probably. Or this one. Oh, the principal. Okay. Mary. Okay, let's see the okay. Apa sih namanya? Grandor. Oke. Ya. Berarti itu final affair-nya ya. Ini nebak-nebak aja ya. Yeah, but we don't have the name. What was it? Thomas. Ada antara dua sih sebenarnya. Or not this one. Wait, maybe it's this one. I mean kan mereka bubarnya kan pas lagi ngandung ya. Iya, halo Kak Yurai, welcome. Oke. Ya. Oke. Christmas. but she's a news teacher, not a principal. Okay, I'm stuck. Oh, we have the picture? There. Yeah, I did. I have. Joanna Roberts. Yeah, I do. Aku tahu. Atau should I? Oh, wait. Yeah. The secretary. Oh, register. Bisa register deh. Retail, finally. Oh ya. Oh my god, baru segini tak buka. Oh ya, I don't know this one also. Ya. Ini juga benar. Oh ya, that means it's not this one. Yang ini yang benar berarti ya. Oh, anaknya 2 berarti, damn. Okay, oh, this one is not Parwa. Oh, what is she now then? A caterer. What is a caterer now? You tell? Not retail. Oh yeah, New Edison. Son. Okay. She likely changed her name. Okay, got any physical leading the force. Edison. Music. Okay, when you by Edison Records. By the time Edison Records. Etzel was a German last name and at time. Okay, The history of very unimportant website. Edison was immediately outed and not actually being named Edison. Ah, so it's Sterling Edsel. So it's Edsel, not Edison. Oh my god, I'm so confused. Ya, aku udah nyari tapi kok nggak dapet. Maybe the month. Okay. Oh, Mary Beth Walker. Walk. That sounds like a duck. Okay. Yeah, I know. And else. Okay. Okay. According to book review, the recipes are accompanied by stories to help the reader remember the ingredients. So if you're say that is, I have. Garland and Zimmer appear to promote it. There have been multiple printings. Ya, kan udah ya. Varnish. Garland. Zimmer. Varnish. Okay, the introduction of this book is a serious acknowledgement from Steve. The first is, Kristen, thank you for everything. Your support means the world to me. You are the apple of my pie. The second is to James and Robert. You're becoming amazing men and incredible chefs. I guess I'm a good teacher. The final is to Mark Zimmer. You prove my storytelling approach to recipes could be popular. Without you, this book wouldn't exist. There is also a foreword by Mark Zimmer. I first met Steve in 1978 when he taught a cooking class. The next time I saw him was over a decade later when he was suing me for stealing his recipes. Yes, really, so you might wonder what I'm doing in this introduction. Well, it turns out that Steve and I had more in common than we thought. Instead of settling in court, we settled at McCarran Brewhouse over a game of darts. They said they'd give us the first drink of the night free for an entire year for mentioning them. By the end of the game, he and I agreed we'd both rather make a ton of money together than spend a ton of money on lawyers. It's pretty rare to meet your best friend so late in life, but okay. Christine, James, and Robert. Robert. Garland. Okay. What is? Oh. Okay. Oh yeah. Restaurant in Boston. Karen's house. Wait. Ah, a pub in Boston, and they have a website. Apparently, the bar. The former president of United States, Kennedy. Okay. T.T. Gay wrote the book we prefer. What's the free press? So Google. Oh, okay. Wait. Is this it? Ah, ini. They don't have a website, but many locals seems to mention one more. Okay. Usually the restaurant only serves vegetables. You also find a short story about listed my Boston homepage. Whoever runs the page seems to just link to random sites related to Boston, tell personal anecdotes related to Boston, and give their relatively short opinions on things in Boston. Wicked overrated. I saw it in Chef's signature, so I went and there was a huge line. Didn't have a single meat dish. I mean, okay. Oh, nice. Fried eye. Mana. Yes. Samosa cone. Nationally published magazine targeted towards fans of unusual restaurant. Featured James and Robert Garland on the cover of their November. Okay. Most of the offerings are heavily inspired by the powerful spices around in Thai and Indian food. Their signature dish is the samosa cone, which from a distance somewhat resembles a traditional ice cream, complete with waffle pattern instead. It contains fried potatoes, pureed peas, carrots, and a special ginger-based sauce. The age difference has left him delegated for okay. My father was a chef and my mother grew up on a farm. So you are a farmer. Are you a farmer? Maybe. I'll just put it here. That supply his restaurant. That's how they met. I don't have any memories from the farm or anything like that since we moved here before I could even talk. But they told me stories. My dad's a great storyteller. He even wrote a book that partially helped fund Friday. When we moved, they were looking to open their own restaurant together. Unfortunately, they never got it off the ground. His line cook gig ended up being less temporary than he hoped, and she had to go back to work as a secretary even after Robert was born. Before we were old enough to go to school, we spent our days with my aunt. In the diner where he worked, my dad had no room for experimenting, so he'd exercise his skills at home on his days off. We'd always go shopping and cook as a family. Memory since we were all together. Mom always had the eye for the best vegetable. Their parents visit Friday. Okay. And my dad always had a stupid line he used to make her laugh involving apple pie. Most people realize it's a Sistine Chapel pun and assume that's all there is to it. Oh, okay. Okay, so she is a secretary. Which one? That? That? Oh, I don't know which one is you. Wait. Okay. Okay, let's see the other one. Um, okay. Alalala. I have. Okay. Yeah, this one. House chef jacket. Oh, that means you are this one. Okay. Okay. Oh my god. Lancet plus. Okay. Ruby Legal Enterprises. Search. Okay, a law firm that has been hired. Ruby Spratt. Okay. Oh, the red for Guy Hudson. Ikuti. Okay. Okay. Oh. Cicely Sanchez. Out of print. Okay. Foreign Gospel. Okay. Okay. Oke guys, wait, kita udahan dulu ya. Is this... How do we save? God, I cannot do this. apa? Picotti. Ah, ini dia. Bentar deh guys, tanggung. Ah, ini dia. Oke. Betul block. Okay, I will save with. How do we save? Apa auto save ini? Aku kayak takut deh. How do we save? I don't know how to save. Tapi kita udahan dulu buat yang ini ya guys. I will. Oh, ini ada save and quit. Aku bakal lanjut main yang lain lagi nanti habis makan. Jadi see you habis makan nanti guys. Bye bye. Capek banget main ini.